I'm not going to have fun saying Lulu and Mumu together, just like I didn't have fun saying Nunu and Mumu together. But that's another story. Dignitas is going to be rocking Voyboy, not Voyboy, he's not a champion. Lee Sin, Kog'Maw, Morgana, Taric, and Nautilus. We'll be back in just a little bit after the commercials to get into this Game 3 of the Reign of Gaming International Invitational. I need to turn my air on real fast. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I gotta get some water too. Ooh. Tristana actually going for a cleanse. So Tristana's already a very safe AD carry because of her displacement and rocket jump coupled with flash. But she's gonna be looking to carry Lzuruha, put them on their back and try to do an upwards battle against Team Dignitas and cleanse just to make sure she doesn't get focused down by all the CC that they have. Because let's face it, if she gets stunned by somebody on Team Dignitas in a team fight and her team's not there to protect her, her team to protect, meaning Shen, Lulu, and Alistar, she's going to go down very, very quickly. So cleanse, she's definitely looking to live. Probably not getting kills in lane, but because cleanse is not an offensive summoner spell, unlike Ignite or Exhaust. But she's definitely looking to the late game, I'd say. But Dignitas is just a stronger comp, I would say.
So you're going to give this Game 3 to Dignitas then, right?
I don't know. It really has to come down on playing against each other. I know that a lot of people say that. I personally know that Voivoice thinks that Lee Sin can beat Shen in the matchup, but I've played quite a bit of Shen myself, and I've actually never lost lane as Shen, even more so to Lee Sin. So I'd like to see Shen hold up
your record,
my belief that Shen is the strongest laner in top right now, and manage to keep up with Voiboy on top. So,
but you put Lee Sin as a close second to Shen, then, right?
I'd say Olaf is next.
Okay.
And then Lee Sin.
All right, so we're going to see essentially the number 1 and number 3, in your opinion, top lanes go head to head here.
Yeah, it's the top lane is usually a skill matchup, though.
Then again, Voyboy is a fantastic Lee Sin, so you obviously know he has a skill right there. We're just going to see how Talandra's Shen will measure up against him.
Exactly, because both heroes have innate sustain. Shen through his Vorpal Blade regeneration, and Lee Sin through his Iron Will / Safeguard. But Lee Sin's regeneration is much higher, and his damage is sort of equal, but Shen can mitigate it quite effectively with his W, so it really comes down to energy management between both heroes. Since none of them use mana, they have to manage their energy properly and be able to use their abilities in such a way that they can just continually spam their spells and mitigate the enemy's damage as well as keeping up with their heal.
The early flash coming out from Alistar, just preemptive there. I wonder, no, they're not able to catch up. I thought maybe we would see a dredge line there. So the first skill on to Lee Sin being Safeguard. Not really the best level 1 team fight skill. He kind of just did it to see what would happen, and it looks like both teams are going to just retreat back into their own jungle.
Alistar there being more safe than sorry,
yeah.
And he should not have blown his flash right there if he would have made it first out of his shop much quicker, because he warded that around 1 minute 15, and he could have made it into the bushes before 50 seconds quite easily and not have been caught off guard. So it's just his not shopping quick enough that cost him his flash.
That is a shame for him. Next time, maybe he'll learn to get out of the shop a little bit faster. But in his defense, the whole Fairy Charm wards pots thing probably takes the longest to buy. The boots 3 pots goes pretty quickly. Now Shen up top starting a Doran's Shield again. We kind of saw how that worked out for him last game. He did well in the lane. Of course, his team ended up losing that game. But still, a solid start against Lee Sin, you think?
I think Lee Sin's going to be looking to capitalize on that, since Shen does not have potions. So I think Lee Sin's going to play quite a bit aggressive against Shen, because his regen is going to come without potions and going to be costs coming from his abilities, because Shen's regeneration and lane sustain actually pushes lane. And of course, Lee Sin doing exactly
Yeah,
what he should be doing,
we're seeing
playing
that very
aggressive.
early up here. I was about to ask, how do you feel about him taking Safeguard first? Because now he's not going to have his full combo until at least level 3, but it looks like it doesn't really matter right now. He's really showing this Lee Sin who's boss. The opportunity cost of that, of course, is he's pushing his lane rather hard, but I really don't think he cares at this point.
Yeah, no, taking Safeguard first makes him a lot harder to kill at level 1 if he gets ganked. Also giving him the lifesteal that he needs that Shen already has at level 1, only because they can just fight one-on-one, and if Lee Sin were to have started with his Resonating Strike, he would be dealing more damage, but Shen would just be regenning through his Vorpal Blade. But since Lee Sin started with W and will be maxing W, he will be able to heal more than Shen, so he can effectively fight a one-on-one scenario much better.
Well, a nice Shadow Dash catches the Lee Sin off guard when he comes in for the Resonating Strike and almost costs him his life. He takes 2 tower hits right there. Fantastic play by Shen, but not able to pick up the kill on Void Boy retreating into his own brush, and is just gonna kind of run away with his tail between his legs, healing up himself. That was a great Shadow Dash.
And Lee Sin definitely going to stay in lane because he has potions and has higher regen than Shen. So he's just going to be looking to stay in the lane and heal as much as he can.
The gank coming out from Nautilus onto Lulu here. The Dark Binding just skirts the creeps and is able to land onto Lulu. She does go down. Moo in a stick of trouble right here, but his flash will save him. So a flash, forced to burn flash there up top. Meanwhile, Voidboy taking down Shen. I apologize, I missed that. I was watching the gank in the mid, and when there's 2 fights going on at the same time, you got to choose one.
Yeah, so I think the top lane battle definitely lost by Shen because of his cloth Doran's Blade start. That definitely hindered his ability to fight with Lee Sin that early.
Nautilus coming in for a gank down here, gets his bind onto Tristana. He is exhausted. Alistar may go down here. He does indeed. Just one more auto attack from Kog'Maw would kill that Tristana, but they decide to back off. Scar just throwing out a Dark Binding just in case he's able to predict there. And I could have rewound that top lane. I apologize. I'm still not 1000% aware of the spectate mode, but I promise next time I miss, I will do it for you viewers.
And the lane up top is already lost by Shen. Lee Sin actually doubling Shen's CS and has 2 Doran's Blades to Shen's only cloth Doran's shield. So Lee Sin is going to need a lot of help in that lane. And coupled with Amumu Shen does not have the damage to kill a Lee Sin from 100 to 0 health. And when you pick heroes for your ganks and lanes, what you're really looking for when you want sort of ganking, when you need to gank a hero, is to have enough damage to kill the enemy from at least 80% health to 0 in one go. And just Shen and the Mumu don't have that much damage. Both are sort of low damage heroes, especially early on, against a tanky hero such as Lee Sin. So he's going to be able to dominate that lane without any fear of being ganked by a Mumu, because he can just get away very safely with Safeguard and Flash. And he could most likely turn a 2-on-1 scenario into a kill, which is what Voivo has been known to do many times.
Morgana coming down bot, landing a nice Dark Binding onto Alistar, putting out the Soul Shackles. He decides to headbutt her back, and he's going to pay for it, because that's going to put him in position of the secondary active of Soul Shackles. Now Tristana trading a lot of damage with Cutie Pie here on Kog'Maw, forced to blow his heal. Lulu comes in to pick up the kill. Willie, a Cathian surprise, take down Triss. She still has a rocket jump, and is able to avoid dying right there from the Acathian surprise. So a one-on-one trade, but Lzuruha was able to take down a carry, while Dignitas only taking down a support. So I believe that the effective trade. Whoa, that over-the-wall Dark Binding, the Dazzle, and then the Shatter. Wow, that was fantastic right there.
Quite a misplay by Tristana, I'd say, of overstaying and not using Cleanse either. She had Cleanse up and for some reason chose not to use it, and that cost her life.
That was so good. Depth charge on Lulu here in mid, but Mumu's there to help her out with the bandage toss. She gets, yeah, Nautilus does get polymorphed. I don't think he'll go down here. She does flash and ignite, but she misses her glitter lance, and the shield from Nautilus should keep him alive through that ignite, and yes, it very much does.
And Lee Sin on top lane, devastating Shen from basically a double, more than double CS at 7 minutes into the game, and that's gonna leave him to do whatever he wants in the jungle, in the lanes, go to Dragon, and just be so much more stronger than Shen. And I feel like it was just all because of Shen's misplaying early game, because he's also running magic resist glyphs against a almost purely physical damage lane, which basically become useless runes. So if he would have started with a much more tailored setup for the matchup he was going against, I feel like he would have done much more better and managed to stay in lane against him.
I love how Scar just consistently is going to take Mumu's race and his own race right now, just padding his CS. He does have 57 CS to Lulu's 35. So all the lanes not looking fantastic for Lzuruha at this point in time. Kog'Maw is 41 CS down to Tristana's 44. So the only lane that I would say Lzuruha is kind of objectively winning is bot lane.
Even then, Morgana coming in for the gank, and that's most
the
likely
rocket
gonna
jump was
result in the
blown
kill.
very, very early. She had no idea. The Soul Shackles does come out. The Dark Binding will be soon to follow, I'm sure. No, not quite. Doesn't even decide to... Or she hit it somewhere, maybe. I think she may have hit it on Alistar. But then he ulted right out of it. The flash from Cutie Pie trying to take down Alistar, but the Shen ult will deter him. Now Kog'Maw is caught between a rock and a Lulu, and it's not going to be very good for him, but able to take down... Did the Shen ultimate cancel? Did he cancel?
Yeah, Lee Sin went up top and actually kicked Shen.
Him. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So nice play by Lee Sin. Things happening all over the map right now. Cutie Pie is going to go down to this Lulu, and he's going to just kind of run away with his Acathian surprise. So great by Lee Sin up there. I wasn't even able to see.
Yeah, and up top, Amumu actually has to show his presence in top lane, try to tell Lee Sin that he can't tower dive the Shen, and he really can't gank the lane because there's just no way those two have the damage output to kill a Lee Sin from 100 to 0, because that's the benefit of having junglers like a Mundo or a Nautilus or a Nocturne, I mean, that just offers so much damage throughout the entire game, and couple that with anything, those heroes by themselves can almost kill anything at any point in the game. So couple that with another hero that has a CC, that would result in a kill most likely all the time. Amumu not having that much damage output has to resort to team fighting, and that's just not going to be viable at this point because of the Morgana that's getting very, very
maybe
strong.
a tower dive. No, Nautilus and Lee Sin decide not to. I did rewind to that dragon kick because people were clamoring for it, so there you go. So Lulu has the triple Doran's ring right now. She has kind of the poor man Rod of Ages, 56 farm to Morgana's 73. 2-0 and 3 on Morgana, 2-1 and 0 on Lulu. Morgana already has her needlessly large rod. I'm assuming just going to do the normal Morgana thing and rush an hourglass, you'd think, right?
Yeah. Rushing death cap on Morgana is never a good idea because you can just explode every time. And what I like to see, what I'm seeing here
nice
right
Dark
now.
Binding. Is the Soul Shackles up? Yes, it is. But Lulu does have her ultimate as well and is able to kind of walk right out of the range of it. But the Dragon Kick will take down that Lulu. Fey Princess, no more. Kind of sad for her. Fey Sorcerer, I think she is actually.
I think it's Sorcerer, yeah.
I am pretty sure as well.
Right now, every lane, every counterpart of Dignitas and Lzuruha, every counterpart of Dignitas is winning in CS.
Yeah, most definitely.
Except Tristana, and they're winning by CS by a very, very large margin, and that's giving them a 4K advantage, which is huge, especially 12 minutes into the game. So the CS game definitely giving the edge for Dignitas right now, not just kills.
Yeah, and the most important facet of this game that I've seen so far is that Voyboy, as Lee Sin, just has his hand in every cookie jar possible. You know, he's been mid, he hasn't been bot, I don't think quite yet, but he's just bullying Shen so much. He's able to leave the lane and go do work elsewhere. Just now you saw that clutch kill mid on the Lulu after Morgana not quite able to pick it up. He's going to get locked down under his tower. Speak of the devil, Lee Sin will go down, almost taking Shin down with him, but here comes Morgana to try to clean up. She has 40 seconds from her ultimate, trying to hit a Dark Binding over the wall, but landing on a creep instead, so Shin's going to be okay there. Down bot in the meantime by Arcane Barrage, doing a lot of damage to the Alistar. Living Artillery also being shot out for good measure onto Tristana. Both players going to live down there. It's going to be okay.
Lee Sin going for a very, very greedy and aggressive counter tower dive on a Shen, which, of course, Amumu having to show his presence up top. He was up top there and managed to keep him locked in place and prevent
down
Amumu from
bot,
dying.
though, they're going to try to engage upon this Taric underneath their own tower, but they're going to be deterred because of the Nautilus there. Pretty sure Dignitas is going to be able to secure this tower fairly easily. Here comes Morgana down as well.
What Dignitas wants to do right now is take this tower and then force the dragon, because Lzuruha is forced to farm further deep into their lane, and not only that, they're sort of low in health, so Dignitas can easily force it Baron right now and just get it for free with little to no contesting from Lzuruha, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So very good play, very well orchestrated by Team Dignitas, and there's really nothing that Lzuruha can do to stop it.
Yes, that's going to be a dragon in the favor of Dignitas at 13 minutes. It'll be up about the 1948 mark. Dignitas built a nice lead of 5k gold, 5 kills, and 1 tower. But just the MVP, I think, so far has been Lee Sin up top, doing so well, shutting down the Shin.
Yeah, Shen has been completely deprived of anything that Shen could ever do in every single aspect. He can't teleport anywhere because he's in a loose tower, and even if he does, he's extremely behind in CS and completely outclassed by voice play on top lane. So that's definitely been a very, very, very important factor in this game.
But again, Mumu's ready for another tower dive. Shin barely missing his shadow dash, and you can see Mumu was ready to go in at that point in time. Feint will cause Void Boy to pull back. Doesn't think he can win that thing. Soul Shackles will go down onto Lulu mid. We can jump back a little bit and watch that entirety of that fight, if you don't mind, because I can do that now. That's pretty awesome.
And Shen was so worried about top lane that he actually could not use his ultimate to save Lulu. So again, that kill in middle by just how it works should have given it, not really saying the mechanics of the game are weird, but that's basically an assist for Voivod, because he was giving such a hard time for Shen on top lane that he could not use his ultimate to try and save Lulu.
Nautilus continuing to farm up his jungle using the AoE of his clear to clear extremely quickly. He does have, let's see, 81 farm to Alistar's, or not Alistar rather, Mumu's 55, so doing a great job there. He has also secured 1 kill and 1 assist under his belt, so doing a little bit more effective job than the Mumu, I would say. But I mean, out of the 2 junglers, who would you rather have in a team fight? The Curseless Sad Mummy or all the CC of Nautilus?
Nautilus any day of the week. Although Amumu is very fun to play, because I like to play Amumu with quite of a trollish build, going Yo, Moose, Ghostblade, and a couple of items similar to that, such as Gunblade. Nautilus does offer more CC because he has his passive, his AoE slow, his AoE ultimate, and just a dredge line, which is a displacement move. So he definitely offers more CC and is more tanky.
Void Boy now making his presence known down bot. He could be in a sticky situation down here. He may be able to safeguard to one of his own creeps and make it out of there, but Lulu is there just to add insult to injury. No, he flashes and he may get out of the way. He does decide to lay a ward down, wanting to safeguard to it, but is a little bit too close to him. There is the nice safeguard dodge. Will he be able to get out of here? I do not know. The Glitter Lance does take him down at the very end. Some expert dodging down there by Lee Sin. But the big thing there is that 4 players for Lzuruha had to chase him down to kill him. In the meantime, you have 3 players from Dignitas pushing top and Morgana pushing mid. So I don't know if that Lee Sin kill was worth it.
That was definitely worth it for Dignitas, having Voivod stall for so long. Meanwhile, up top, they managed to push down the 2nd tower, and they're almost down with the 2nd mid lane turret. So very, very good push by Dignitas.
So not good for, I mean, they were able to pick up Void Boy, which is all well and good, but God, they lost way too much for it.
Nautilus picking up has his second item after Philosopher's Stone was actually mobility boots, so that's why he's been able to maneuver himself around the map quite effectively and put down a lot of ganks happening because he's always going to be in the front of the battle, basically in every single team fight. Nautilus is going to be the one taking punishment.
I mean,
And he does have his W for tankiness, so not going for Mercury Treads isn't always the best option for him, so good pickup by him.
so the boots of mobility, you think that's a nice pickup for Nautilus?
I would say yes, because that means his ability to be everywhere and dish out huge amounts of crowd control to help his team actually helps his early to mid game extremely well. And as you can see, he's actually been able to pull not many ganks off, but the ones that worked, I would have to say some of the credit goes to him having those boots.
Yeah, picking up the Frozen Heart now. Morgana is able to secure her needlessly, or not her needlessly large, her Zanyas. She's had that for a little while, and this needlessly large. Not deciding to build boots 2 yet, which is kind of interesting. Do you think she really even needs it at this point? I mean, she's just playing so effectively, and she's able to get in there in Zanyas at this point in time. I mean, what kind of, what do you think facilitates the need for boots on a character like Morgana?
Usually when you get tier 2 boots, it's because either you are very scared of high mobility gankers. That is a big reason of getting tier 2 boots, or because you're having trouble dishing out damage or having trouble with CC. And right now Morgana hasn't had trouble with either. She never has trouble with CC because of her spell shield, and she has 3 kills right now and is quite fed and has the highest CS in the game, so is not having trouble dishing out damage right now, so there really is no need for her to build tier 2 boots at this stage.
Okay, okay. I mean, that's good. That gives her a nice little gold pocket to dip into every once in a while, because, you know, investing the 5 to 600 gold, 700 gold, I would say, of boots too can help you get to certain items faster, so she's definitely using that. I guess she was going to get a Rabadon's Death Cap shortly after the Zanyas. She almost has enough for a blasting wand at this point in time. She needs a little bit more farm. She has 159 farm to Lulu's 110, so she's handily winning the farm war against her AP mid counterpart. Voyboy is down bot lane, so I guess maybe this is a fight that Lzuruha wants to have, but Alistar taking too much damage for free. The depth charge goes onto Lulu. She gets locked down by the Nautilus passive, but in the meantime, Alistar going down. This fight is kind of happening in 2 different places. It's kind of crazy. Lulu goes down. Alistar goes down. There's the Soul Shackles from Morgana, followed shortly thereafter by the Zanyas. Shin goes down as well. Mumu goes down. That was a 4-on-5 that Lzuruha could not win right there. That's just great, showing the dominance of Dignitas at this point in time.
That was a very poor fight by Team Lzuruha because they chose to engage with Alistar having dropped to almost 40% health and having had to use ultimate just from being hit by 1 Dark Binding, and that's just not what you want to have. You don't want to fight any time when your main initiate slash tank has to blow his entire spells just to survive 1 little harass. So not a very good thing for Lzuruha.
That was a wicked play by Nautilus. He basically took Lulu out of the entirety of that fight and soloed him himself. All the while, the back line of Dignitas was doing work on the entire team of Lzuruha. And still, Voidboy down bot. Just taking down a turret. No big deal. Inhibitor turret gone.
Yeah, Mumu and Shen try to focus down Morgana, but she has ultimate and Hourglass.
But again, Lee Sin being caught out of position, he is slightly overextended here, but this is Dignitas following up, trying to protect their blind friend here. The Dazzle comes out on Tristana. Here comes the Shen ult onto her. She's going to try to get back into this fight. Voyboy decides to kick Alistar away from himself. Tristana jumps away, and Voyboy with a nice follow-up. Resonating Strike does take him down. Soul Shackles will land a triple kill from Lee Sin. Does he make it? A triple and a double? Everything is going on right now. This is insane. Kog'Maw, Lee Sin doing so much work, and Soul Shackles and all of Morgana's abilities, just for good measure. Taking down the entire enemy team. That's a clean, clean ace from Dignitas. And I'm assuming a surrender because
The surrender vote, yes.
ghosted and did everything right there. So, man, that was game 3 of Lzuruha versus Dignitas. Dignitas pulls out a 2-1 defeat. You know, it's kind
victory.
of debatable. Victory. Kind of debatable whether their second game was the most serious of games, but they won in the end, and that's really all that matters for them.